Hi guys, welcome to the next video. So for today, for various reasons, the hair appointment didn't really work out this morning. Various clashes and things like that. So what I decided to do is still go ahead with the morning video, but then kind of be a bit more flexible in terms of what I'm able to do makeup wise, because yesterday, as I said, if you had a look at my shop my stash video for this week, or my makeup rotation, I said I was going to keep the makeup nice and light because I was getting my brows done, things like that. But now obviously I've got a little bit more freedom because various reasons we weren't able to do the appointment, and so we're going to be going in and doing some extra things, extra steps, and also having a look at the W7 Socialite palette a bit more in depth. Really reasonable palette. It's a Huda Beauty dupe, and again, these are the colors. I did do a look before, so I would call this the second look, and I will link the first look below or above here. So I am going to stick with the Rimmel Kind and Free. I'm still going to go through the skincare I spoke about last night, and I will pop that up somewhere and show you guys so you can see kind of what I'm going to be using on my skin today. I'm going to add in that Makeup by Mario skin enhancer because we are able to go a little bit heavier today, and I think my skin is kind of appreciating a little bit more heavy coverage, but I still want to keep it light because I'm trying to really take care of my skin, not go too heavy today. So if we can do that, we will. So I'm going in with my E.L.F putty primer. This is what that looks like there. I've been definitely making good progress on that, and we're just gonna a little bit like a moisturizer. I know some people use a brush or a sponge, but I like to just rub it into the skin. And I thought, what a perfect day. The lighting's beautiful this morning. I do have my lights ready just in case, but the sun is shining. It's really nice. And I always like to do my makeup in natural light because I want you to see a realistic even kind of, if you were to buy something that I am looking at, you would see a realistic kind of version of what it looks like, you know, instead of maybe artificial lighting or something like that. So that's gonna really feels like a moisturizer, guys, and that's just the E.L.F putty primer. It's been around for a while, so we're just gonna pop that there. So this is what we're going to be looking at today, and I am going to kind of just follow on with my concealer and my peach Maybelline eraser 4-in-1. 3-in-1 even, multi, I think it's just the multitasker, multi-use one. And again, I am definitely making good use on that. So what I'm going to do quickly is just pop some of that on my hand. That comes out really quick. It's very watery, very kind of water-based. And what I'm going to do is pop in a little bit of my E.L.F, or sorry, this is the Drunk Elephant Bronzing Drops. I have put this in, even though it wasn't shown last night. The reason I didn't show it last night in my rotation basket is because, again, I did think I was going to the hairdressers. It didn't kind of work out, just appointment wise. It was a bit of a clash. So I am now going to pop that in to the mascara, or to the to the foundation, because then instead of popping it around the face, it'll just give us a little bit of a glow, so that when we put on the enhancer by Makeup by Mario, it's just gonna, and I only put one drop in there, and we're just gonna rub that in, and it just gives a glow. So it's not gonna kind of counteract with that Makeup by Mario sculpting enhancer. It's not gonna make it too dark basically, but it'll give us a glow. So I'm just looking in the mirror here. I've been asked maybe 5 times now, just through messages, if I will do a live, and I would love that. So I think for me, Saturdays are great. And I think for kind of time-wise, I was thinking 4 o'clock UK time, because then if you're in, say, America or anything, that's coming up to your lunchtime if you were, depending kind of the hours and things like that. But 4 o'clock maybe, and we can do a get ready with me. So I might try that on Saturday and see how that goes. So now all I'm going to do is use my foundation brush. I'm going to go in with, I've got so many here, guys. Let's have a look. I'm going to go in with the E.L.F, and this is just the buffing foundation brush, and it's just been cleaned. And we're just going to rub that around the face. And you see, it hasn't made a massive difference putting those Drunk Elephant drops in, so I don't mind that, because we are going in with the Makeup by Mario sculpting, and this is their Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. So again, I do have a video on that, which I can pop in the corner here or down below. It probably is easier to put it in the corner, so I'll do that later. So that's it, a really soft brush, guys. I have washed this so many times, and it's just been so good. It's kept its quality. The bristles don't really fall away, anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go one more time before we put that concealer on, like that. And instead of dotting where we would usually do for a contour, all I'm going to do is pick it up and kind of just give it that warm feeling around the face there. Just gives it that gorgeous kind of, and again, and you can see it's not too heavy. So this is the Drunk Elephant Bronzing Drops. And I'm making kind of a very, very consistent effort to use it because, as you know, I think I've said it a lot, W7 bronzing drops are my absolute favorite, but I have to kind of make use of what I have. I'm on a no buy until March, so that's kind of giving it a little bit. I know we're going in with the Makeup by Mario, so that's why I'm not going too heavy, but I did want that bronzy look without going too kind of heavy. So what we're going to do is quickly do the concealer, and this is the Maybelline Eraser Multitask Concealer. Mine is in Peach, and we're just gonna bring that here under the eyes. It's just beautiful, and I sometimes bring it down a little bit too, and it's just great for redness, or if you just look tired, anything like that. It really does help. So now I'm going to go in, warm it up with the fingers. We're just going to warm that up with the fingers quickly, and sometimes actually just dabbing that and pressing it into the skin, it sometimes can be better than going in with like a brush or a sponge. So that's just what I do for myself. My health, guys, outside of here is really kind of not great. I'm just getting those migraines, and it's making me sleep afterwards, and it just feels like the days just kind of go by so quickly because you just don't realize it because you need to sleep, and it leaves you feeling weak and things like that. So I'm really, really hoping. So I was supposed to have an appointment this morning, but the doctor called to say that she had car issues, and so the reception called, basically. The doctor didn't call, the reception called and said that she couldn't make it in for the time, and that their next available time was February the 27th. So that's just so, you know, they said, oh, call 111 in the meantime, things like that if it gets bad. So basically where all this stemmed from is last February, I thought I had the flu, so I kind of went to bed and I was using Lemsips. There's a reason I'm saying this, guys, because it actually all links up. So went to bed, kind of took some Lemsips, realized it's not really going, and then I started to get a temperature that just wouldn't go, even regardless of you know, medication, anything that to take it down. So I lay down in bed and then started to feel a heaviness on my chest. I was sharing at that point in time. I was sharing, it was before I moved here, and I tried to call out for anyone to, you know, hear me, and I didn't realize, I thought I was calling out, and I didn't realize I just couldn't. I found that out afterwards. I couldn't get the breath to call. So I then went, looked at my phone. I managed to get the energy to look at my phone, and I felt like I have no choice but to call 999. And I was able to get to somebody, and they had to go through this questionnaire. But then when they realized where I lived, which is kind of out in the countryside, they realized an ambulance is going to take a while unless we put you on a category. I can't remember what the category was. So basically, guys, they got there within half an hour because I couldn't breathe. I just couldn't breathe, and she kept saying kind of press 1 if you can still hear me. It was really, really scary, really scary. And since then, so I went into hospital. I ended up having a temperature-induced seizure. They finally, first of all, really panicked and thought it was COVID. My COVID test came back clear, and it turned out that I had bird flu, and it's really rare in the UK to get bird flu. So that was last February. So they did all these kind of tests on me. They isolated me. So once that came through, they wheeled me into a room, isolated me, and any doctor that came in was covered in like masks and everything. And then the next day they sent me home. I was overnight, and they told me to kind of rest and everything like that. But in the meantime, they'd sent some test results back to my doctor and hadn't really told me what they tested. So they tested my blood, They tested various things. One of my blood tests came back, the iron was like out the door too high, and didn't really make any sense. So my GP then went, she said the only thing I can think of, one of the very rare things that you can get is hemochromatosis, which is way too much iron in your body, and your body just can't cope. And so they went and did a genetic test, and it took 6 weeks to come back. And it turns out I'm a carrier. So if you have one strain, you're a carrier. If you have 2 strains, you have it yourself and you suffer from it, and then it goes on from there. So it came back that I had 1 strain, which meant I was a carrier, which meant that the usual process is that if you have hemochromatosis, you will visit the hospital every week, and they will actually take blood out to lower the iron count. And that's usually if you have 2 strains. If you have 1 strain, they can't do that. They just can't do it because you don't have apparently enough symptoms, or it's not the 2nd strain. So even though you're feeling so bad, they can't do anything. And so that was then passed on to my next GP when I moved to Banbury, and all that info was passed on. And then it just started to, as I left the hospital, and you know, I would have days where this migraine would just take over. And so that's really essentially what I was supposed to go to the GP for this week. And obviously she's had issues with her car reception called. I understand that completely, but it just means that I'm still waiting, and it just you know, it just really wrecks your body. So I've been just trying to, in myself, look after myself, vitamins, magnesium, all those kind of things to kind of help you energy wise. And particularly with my support work job, you do need to be there like 100% for them. And so yeah, I'm trying to kind of look at things like that, but I really do need answers really soon. But that's kind of what's been happening outside of kind of videos and work and things like that. This is just the Rimmel setting powder. Before we go in with the contour, I'm just doing the T-zone areas so it doesn't affect the creamy consistency of the makeup by Mario. So that's really what's been happening, guys. And it's really frustrating when you can't see. And I understand the NHS is under a lot of pressure. I do know that. It's always in the news. You know, people can't get, you know, I had a friend who was quite ill, and they didn't really get seen through COVID because COVID was kind of prioritized, which I can understand in a way. But my friend was quite ill and she was still waiting. So, I mean, I understand, but it was just like the next appointment it's so far away, February the 22nd. And so they said to me, you know, in the meantime, if anything does happen, call 111 and things like that. But it's not very reassuring. So yes, so that's kind of where I'm at the minute. I get very dizzy, I get tired. This watch, actually, the doctor set up to do ECGs, so I can do an ECG and that gets sent through to the GP. So things like that. It also does blood pressure monitoring, things like that. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm really, really trying to kind of get energized, get myself back on track, particularly because the job I have isn't a work from home job. I am looking after people. That has been my career, basically, if it's been childcare, or if it's been things like support work, or just essentially looking after other people. So what I'm doing here, guys, while I'm talking to you, is if you remember the last time in my video, I purely used it as a contour. I've seen people do this and just use it as an all-around kind of skin enhancer, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go back in with, and this is just the Real Techniques buffing brush. Again, it's cleaned, and all I'm doing, guys, is I just wanted to see what the difference would be if it just made you look fresh, if it was too much. And I really love it. I love doing it that way. If you remember the last time, and I did say before, I will pop it up somewhere, we did just use it as like a contoury bronze. But that, and if you see, guys, if I just show you, that colour on my skin did look really dark, and this is the light version. So I did that. We're just going to do like a test. So you can see it is dark, but as it blends out, if I just use this again, it's actually so soft. I really like it. So that, guys, didn't even interact with the powder. Amazing. It just looks really fresh. So absolutely, guys, I did think because it's light that it would be too dark. As it comes out of the pan, you see light, and then you can think, oh my goodness, it does look dark. But actually, I do like that. So what we're going to do now is, I was going to double up with the KIKO Milano bronzer, but I'm thinking that we have the bronzing drops, and we've just popped in that skin enhancer. Let me see, it is quite light. We might just, let's get the contour brush and use it as maybe a bronzer brush instead, or the buffing brush from Real Techniques. No, the contour brush. I'm making good headway on this one. Yeah, let's just gently, I want to do a real gentle bronze because I don't want it to be too much. We're at 15 minutes already. So, okay. Really gentle because we have put a lot there. But I am really enjoying the just the application of the Makeup by Mario. So everything I've got here today was either gifted for Christmas or it's something that I purchased last year. So it's not essentially anything new. New as in that I've bought, if you know what I mean. So that's all I'm going to do there. Didn't make it too much of a difference, but I did use it, and that was what my purpose was this week. We're going to go now. So we're going to go with the Revolution blush drops in Rose, and then I'm just kind of going to powder that then with the KIKO Milano, and this is just the, it doesn't actually have, and I was really surprised about that, it just says unlimited blush. So let's just do the bronzing drop, the blush drops even, and again, I always try to just control it. This is more watery based as well, but it's nice consistency, so that's what it looks like. And we're just going to use our, that's what that looks like there. Not afraid to bring that up the cheekbone. It doesn't dry very quick, so I like that, guys, because you've time to kind of manipulate it around the skin. And we're just going to go that side as well. So yeah, guys, it hasn't been kind of a great time for my health, and it's frustrating because, you know, I do want to kind of enjoy life. I want to travel a bit this year, going home to Ireland in April for Easter. I do want to let my family know quite soon about that, kind of my extended family, not just my mum, so I can see my granny and my aunties and things like that. So that will be what I'll be that's what I will be doing. And it's just, you know, being healthy is so important, and you only realize it when you're not. And it's just, I'm not good as a sick person. I don't like, nobody likes being sick, but I'm just, you know, I don't like, I just don't like it. I think of the things I'm missing out on doing, things like that, you know, I really do. I'm just not a good patient at all. So, and then it really does leave you vulnerable, you know, when you kind of don't have, you're not close to your friends, or don't mean close as in kind of close friends, as in living close by and things like that. I have really good friends, but we don't live in the same town as such. So it's just, it does worry me sometimes, you know, that I am so kind of, I like where I live, but it just, I am a bit far out from people. So that's what that looks like there. Again, there's no name to it, and I'm just going to kind of double that up really lightly, kind of securing it, I guess, as a base before we put on our setting powder, our setting spray, which is the Revolution Matte Fix. Okay, 18 minutes in, guys, and we haven't done the eyeshadow. Okay, sorry about that. I tend to get chatty sometimes. Okay, so I think we're good. Now let's go to the palette. This is what it looks like. I'm just going to do the brows before that. So it's my, if you look at my videos, you know that I use the E.L.F Precision Brow Pencil. You've got your brush on one end and then your kind of crayon on the other. I would say it's more of a pencil. So I'm just going to brush those upwards. And then we're just going to swap over. Okay. And I found that I don't even need wax for my brows when I put on that Revolution spray. When I say it keeps the makeup on in everything, it really does. I know some people do gel and wax to keep everything together. When I use this, guys, 2 sprays, and I remember I met a friend in Oxford last summer, and I think I did say afterwards, after the Get Ready With Me, that my makeup stayed all day, and that was when we had a really, really hot summer. For us in the UK and Ireland, hot summer is like 28 degrees. And that is certainly hot for us here, and I definitely felt it, but when I got home I could see it certainly hadn't made much of a difference in terms of my makeup looking any different than it did when I left. So I was really, really happy with that. So for that reason, I haven't It hasn't come to the end of this yet, but I would certainly repurchase it if and when I need to, which I don't think will be for a long time, because you don't need, again, you don't need a lot. Okay, so let's just focus now. Okay, so what I might do is set my face and then do the eyes. So that's something I've been doing recently. So we're just going to set the face and let that kind of set as such, and then we'll go in with the eye look. So this is look 1. Where's the go? Okay, so here we go. W7 Socialite palette, 18 colors. This is one of my favorite palettes in my collection, absolute favorite palettes. You did get a brush with it. It's in one of my oh, absolutely, guys, we can't forget the Profusion primer. So that's what it looks like. Just look at those colors, guys. I mean, there's so many color stories as well that you could do. Or look at the top here. I mean, there's just so many things you could do. You got your pinks, you got your browns. These glitters are amazing. It just gives you so many options, which is what I like as well. So again, W7 are one of my favorite brands too. So all we're going to do is quickly, now this, I actually might just apply it straight to the eye. Okay. And then just rub it in with my finger, warm it up with the skin. And it's great, guys. It's absolutely, it's just one of my favorite. So it's Profusion eye primer. It comes in skin tone and white, although I will say for other, you know, colored skin, it's not just one skin tone. It does come in that creamy color and white, just so you're aware. I like the white just because you can see where you're putting things. It does calm down after a while, so if you think that looks quite, you know, bright on the eye, it does calm down. And the only reason I put it a little bit further up is if the brush does go up a little bit more, the color stays. So that's basically what that's for. So we're going to go in, and I really want to go in a light pinkish today. So I really want to go with those kind of lightish colors, and I think I will, so this is what they look like, all named. Again, natural lighting really shows them off to their best. So this color here is Dynamite. So we're gonna just swatch that for you. Sorry, Debutante, not Dynamite. So we're gonna kind of put that in the crease there. We're gonna get our brush here. So this is it, Debutante. Sorry, guys. Here. Okay. So we're just going to get our, and then I'm going to go in with Pearl Clutch in the inner corner of the eye. So let's just get Debutante. Again, you can see it just comes off so bright. That's what we want, guys. Nice bright colors. Okay. Pictures, I think, will show this up really well as well. And what I like about the Profusion eye base is that it gets sticky and tacky really quickly, so you're not waiting for it to dry. Again, guys, you can use foundation and concealer. You don't even have to use eye primer if you don't want to. Sorry, guys, I got a call. Sorry about that. You don't have to use eye primer if you don't want to. But that's what it looks like. And we're really just blending that out so there's no harsh lines, basically. Okay, so that's what we've just put on, and you can see that's what it looks like on the eye. Now what we're going to do is go in with Worldly, and that's what that looks like. So a bit of a deeper pink. We're just going to do a quick swatch for you. That's it there. It's coming off a little bit bronzy, but actually, if I just show you, where have we found it? I'm wondering if we should go with Members Club, actually, this one here. Let's do that on the outer V. Again, the great thing with this is you can use the same brush, and all I'm doing is bringing that in slightly. And I will pop up the colors on screen for you as well. You can really see the colour pop now. Okay. Other side. Okay. We're going for that deep red look today, deep reddish pink. And I think red and pinks can really complement most eye colors. They really do. They just make them pop. I think they bring out the brown and they accentuate the blue. So that's how I feel about it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with RSVP even, in the inner corner. And I'm using my finger for that. We're just going to use this as a base for the glitter. Okay. I'm loving that red, guys. Absolutely loving it. Okay, so then we have High Society, and that's what we're going to use for the inner corner. There's High Society, and there's actually, I think I like Pink Diamond instead, actually, guys, to kind of go with this. This is what that looks like there, Pink Diamond. Let's just do a swatch. This is more a shimmer than a glitter. That's what that looks like, and we're just going to go in with our fingers. Okay, I might have to warm that up a bit because it does take a little bit to come off. So let's go back in again. Okay, it's starting to show up now. We might go in with Old Money after that. If it's not, this is Old Money here, because they're quite similar, but the Old Money looks a little bit more kind of bright. Okay, let's go in with Old Money. Okay. Okay. Again, we're going to go back in with Pink Diamond and then Old Money on the other side. I might try a brush. Usually the glitters and the shimmers I find are great to apply with your finger, but I'm wondering if it's better just for this particular color. It's not coming off on the brush very well. We'll go in with Old Money. Okay, that's kind of coming, oh sorry guys, coming together a bit better. Okay, and then we have Extrovert here, and I might go in, that's the last one I think I'll go in with. It's very loose, it's more of a creamy consistency, and we might just use that kind of to kind of accentuate the red. Okay, beautiful. I really like it, guys. Really like it. Now what I'm going to do is go in the inner corners with Pearl Clutch. I'm going to use just my baby finger for that, and I'm just going into the inner corner of the eye because it's just going to brighten what we've done. Okay, let me know guys if you have this palette. Okay, and what I also have, guys, as a highlight is, I've said that in my previous video, this is the QC Makeup Academy highlight palette. I did a workshop with them recently, and they did send out some palettes. So this is what they look like. They're all highlights. Clearly you could use this as a blush, but they are all highlights. So what I might do is just go in with this one and this is Enrich, and I'm just going to take some here and just put it in the inner corner there of my eye, just to kind of brighten it. And then what we'll do is we'll go with the same color and use it as a highlight. Okay. Use that as a highlight again with the warmth of my fingers. Okay. And then a little bit here, just with the remainder. Okay, so what I'll do before lips is I'll do my mascara off camera and come back. So that's the finished look with the mascara. We're going to do lipstick in a minute. I doubled up on the mascara, so I used two, which I did yesterday as well. I used my Collections Mile High and my W7 Wow Lash, or is it Lash Out? Lash Out mascara. And I just doubled them up. I thought it was really, really nice. This one's coming out more strong for some reason. This is the look. Very happy with it. So we're going to go a little bit more, I guess, Valentine's-y. I'm going to use some pink. This is the MAC Candy Yum Yum. It's a repurchase for me. This one in particular is older because I tend to not use it as much, but the smell is gorgeous. It's a lot. It's not new in any, you know, this has been around for years, guys. So what I'm going to do, I just wanted to make it a little bit more kind of Valentine's-y and kind of pink. I love pink. I haven't had a pink lipstick in a long time or worn it. And I just think it just brings everything together. It probably will look a little bit, I don't know how it's going to kind of turn out, but I thought it would be fun. So super pink. Wow. Why am I feeling I'm going to regret this? That's what I mean. You don't need a lot with this lipstick. I just thought it would be fun. Probably not everyone's cup of tea, but and that's kind of it. I think, I don't know, I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with it and play around with it a bit today. The highlight turned out really well. Again, that is QC Makeup Academy. They are great for, I mean, you never as a makeup artist have to do a qualification as such, but they were just, I like Nathan Johnson. I like his classes. I did a couple of years ago the full-on makeup artistry course, but he does do things like workshops, and that's where I got that. If I just show you quickly again, the QC highlighter palette. So I know there's a lot of highlighters out there. There's so many things out there at the minute. I am on a no-buy, and so I dug this out, and I thought definitely start using this. The actual size themselves, guys, are really, really big. So you get, you know, this was all part of the, I think I got some concealers, you know, that kind of thing. But this is more what I would actually use. So this is in my rotation a lot now because I am on a no-buy. But yes, this is the kind of look. This is the first look. There will be another look next week. So what we're going to do is 1 week and one look. We focused on the pinks and the reds today. We focused on the pink and red glitters. I popped on my, what I did is for the rest of the makeup just to secure it. And what we will do now, just quickly before I finish, is we've just put a second coat of that Revolution Matte Fix. But what I did before, as I was saying, is when my foundation, concealer, primer, the bronzing drops were all on, I did set everything with the brows. Then I went on with the eyes, and I just feel it gives you that double protection. We did the eyes then, we used the reds, the pinks. We really kind of went for that look, some of the glitters as well. And then I did it again when the lipstick was on. I sprayed, just as you can see now. And honestly, guys, it's probably one of the best I've ever used. It is Matte Fix Oil Control. So if you're out in the, you know, if you live, say, in a very hot country, oil control is a really, really good thing to have, an ingredient to have in a fixing spray. Matte, don't be put off by the matte because I like dewy. I really like dewy finishes, absolutely. Do that in your skincare, guys. Do that in serums. Do that in night care and day care. Because a matte fix on a sunny day will let, just, you won't, even with an oil kind of glowy, dewy fixing spray, you can run the risk of looking almost kind of sweat-like when it does get quite hot. So yeah, the pink lipstick was just kind of something I added in the end. This is MAC Candy Yum Yum. Don't have to do that whatsoever. Just thought it was quite fun to do. Again, guys, this is about 4 years old, but if I have to say, guys, these are the colours that are coming back. These colours never get old. You have a variation of colours there. You can use these in the summer. They don't have to be autumn, winter colours on their own. And I like the fact that you get a variation of glitters and I would say shimmers, so they're not all glitters even. And there's 18. You do get a brush too. It is in my to be washed brush section, so that's why it's not necessarily here. So it is in the to be washed section because it was double-ended too. So you've got your fluffy brush on one side and then you kind of have more of a pointed brush on the other end, and it's really, really nice. It's a really good brush too. So yeah, so that's this look. Next week we'll be focusing on different colors. So today was more the reds, the pinks. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Let me know if you have the palette, if you've used it, and what colours you liked about it, any colours you want me to focus on next week. What I was going to do is go in with the more goldy brown look, and then we would go on to maybe a burgundy look in week 3. So I hope you like this, guys. Do take care, and I'll see you very soon.